Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we got the Maryland campaign. First map is Roulette Lane, followed up by our second map, Colquitt's Defense. Thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like the support, go to the link in the description where you can get live streams of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of events with no commentary and UI. So our teams for today, on the Confederate side, we got 2 Corps, Jackson's Division, 12th Virginia, Free States Brigade, Sussex Brigade, and the 5th New Hampshire, whereas on the Union side, we got the 8th Alabama, Corn Brigade, 10th United States, Iron Brigade, Pennsylvania Army, Army of Northern Virginia, and the Mississippi Brigade. With that being said, server size up to 280, CSA up by 11 guys right now, and Union has 9 on artillery. So it's about a 20-man infantry in balance. This will be interesting to see. With that being said, co-commentating with me today, we got Pastor. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm First Lieutenant Pastor from the 14th Brooklyn and the Free States Brigade, and I'm happy to be here.
Heck yeah, well, we're glad to have you here as well. So, would you like to give some insight and your opinion on how either CSA or USA could win Roulette Lane?
So with that massive infantry imbalance, the Union's really going to be heavily relying on their artillery to be putting out the shells and doing the damage. Now, from what we can see over on that wood side, they're already pushing up onto that hill, and if they take that fence, I mean, it can go either way. It can get really bloody, but if they up and over that fence and take that hill, it's very hard to come back from that for the Union. As far as other than that, it's all about preserving tickets. The ticket balance on this map is obviously heavily in favor of the CSA, so the Union has to keep their guys alive.
Very much so. It become like dominoes if CSA takes any Union position. Union kind of has this L position here that they have to hold, and let's see who's where. You got 10th US kind of on the far right side. Traditionally, you see more Union here, but it looks like they're not opting for that. On the bottom side, you got Corn Brigade kind of lined up there with Iron Brigade to their left, A and B PA to their left, and a couple guys in the barn. You do have one group up here. That is the 8th Alabama. What the heck does DEBA mean? I've never seen that before.
Southeast Boogie Artillery. I don't know.
Could very well be right. In the woods for CSA, you got JD, 12th BA. I see a 59th guy here, but he seems to not be with his group. You got Sussex Brigade here, and I think you got 2 Corps to their right. So, a couple CSA guys over here as well. They don't have bayonets on.
Looks like they're chasing a Rambo.
Yeah.
Get out of there, Oni. I'm kind of curious. So it seems like what the CSA is doing is they might be doing a bit of a coordinated push down the road and up the hill at the same time. You can see them building up. I imagine once the CSA gets all hot and ready for that little push up there, they're going to send the rest of the guys through the barn and down the road. It's a good idea, but the problem that I often find with it is if the Union notices it, they will mass up on that fence, and any push up that hill is practically a death sentence. Now, if they are not smart, they'll they're pulling it back.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, Chief. I mean, CSA has a wide open fence line right now. They should take advantage of this.
I think they're about to once they realize it.
They should. And they don't have a Steam chat in this event. Everything's communicated through in-game comms. So,
Let's go!
wow.
That is a beautiful and terrifying sight.
That really is. I am unbelievably shocked that the Union team is letting the Confederates just take this. Oh, they're about to have a volley off.
Spread out, boys! Spread it out!
It seems to have formed up a bit of a CAISSON wall.
Keep shooting, boys. Keep shooting.
This back line is just not shooting. Oh.
This is an interesting tactic. I can't say I could probably count on one hand how many times I've ever seen a CAISSON wall on roulette. And when I say that, I think this is probably the first time.
Yep, I second that. So, in terms of thinking what Union's doing, my guess is maybe they're like, if we hold up on the snake fence and they try to take it, we're just going to lose a bunch of tickets, lose the position, lose a bunch of guys, then they'll just come through and take us on the caissons. So maybe if we fall back a little more, engage at farther distances from up here, maybe we can hold out.
It could be, because I believe a lot of I believe both CSA regiments on this map get buck and ball. I could be wrong in that, but I'm pretty sure.
Looks like some of them are starting to go.
There goes Delaware.
No, you can't stab through it. You can't stab
And
through
a dolphin.
it. Watch out. One more.
I wonder who this guy is with
Good kill. Good kill. Good
I
kill.
can't read the name because it's moving too much.
Back.
Hunger Force lover. This is a weird thing.
Hafel's over there doing his best impression of a dolphin.
Really.
Hey,
So-
that's my family, you son of a bitch.
Voice activity in this man, I love it. So it looks like CSA is starting to shift further and further down to the roadside here.
Yeah, they're taking that corner and they're dug in. Wow.
Through the valley of death.
This is really fascinating. Union's just letting them take the ground they want.
And I hate to say it, but I've been in one of those situations where they keep giving ground and it never turned out in our favor.
Yep.
I would say the Union either needs to start putting on the hurt or
Ticket's about even. CSA is capping. Maybe Union's plan is to let them cap. Now, I always jump to this, and it never happens, but that's just what I think. Like, maybe Union's going to want to try to push CSA in the last stand, force them to cap, you know, and then push them to the last stand, because now they're considered the defenders, but that'd be really hard to pull off. But
yeah, that's going to be a hard ask. I think they get maybe 20 minutes this early on.
Yep, battle ready, it's 20 minutes. So, CSA's looking to cap. Oh, they don't want to cap. Here's Zoo saying that. I mean, they shouldn't cap. There's no need to. You're ahead on tickets. This early,
Yeah, especially.
too.
Union's about 30% of the way from engaged with a good 36 minutes on the timer. I mean, they're making, you know, CSA's got all the time they need. And a big shout out to Iron Brigade and Lucian for letting us run with him during Grand Campaign. We share a token, and he pretty much forms the plan for better or worse, and we bring the guns.
Love Lucian. Also, I just realized Huncho was here and he's on CSA. I thought he was on USA. Huncho's always out there. This is really fascinating. I have not seen roulette played like this before.
It's a good solid line. I mean, the CSA is pretty much spread out in a single line across the entire map. The Union is a little bit more dispersed, and this is very much so a defeat in detail sort of situation.
Yep. And I think we're starting to see the start of that. CSA pushing across. I think it's from banners. They heard Zapstar. And here they go. Oh.
Zap is such a charismatic voice to hear. Anytime I hear his voice, it just gets my blood boiling in a good
So
way.
true. They're charging the far side as well. I mean, charge going well for CSA on this side. Might need to lower my quality settings here. Union Ninja's trying to get a little aggressive here.
I think the goal here may have been just to take the cabin.
Maybe I see 6LA here as well. And they're going to wipe.
Clear this out.
Yeah. Good kill by Zoo. And CSA vibing as their whole team, for the most part, just came down onto this side. We might see CSA hit this Union group here. and maybe go up for the hill, or just shoot it out. Either one works.
Now, that being said, it was a bit costly because it seems like tickets are almost even now.
Very much so. Well, that was canister. Do they have an artillery on here?
Up the cabin. Cabin's compromised.
No, they don't. That was just good shots. Alright, yeah. Very high settings. What a good idea. Anyways.
All back to new line, 10. New line. Finish your loads. We gotta keep giving them fire.
Attempt US, back here. Attempt US, back here.
So, both sides gonna hit engaged. What, 33, 32 minute mark? Ah! Oh. What was that?
I believe somebody's trying to play NASCAR.
Interesting game.
That's actually, I mean,
yeah.
the Union line is actually holding behind these caissons. It is affording them some decent cover.
And you still have a lot of fire too.
It's interesting that they managed to get this whole thing lined up and set up in the middle of a battle, pretty much off gates.
CSA hit engaged first.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Oh, but you know. Now the real question is how much is this going to hinder the Arty from being able to get to their ammunition? Or did they just have all those guys stacked on Arty to get this wall up?
CSA is starting to push. I don't know if they're trying to cap. Some CSA going down the snake fence as well.
Rally, real quick! Get off the point and jump. Over the top! Come on, boys! Take the gun! Stop that position! Go!
It's more Union falling back to this spot. It really looks like only Twin Banners is going. Oh.
And they're just holding. Oh, there we go.
More starting to follow. 6LA.
2 Corps rolling up. Also another powerhouse. Absolute powerhouse of guys.
Get back, Alabama!
Union starting to push up to the caissons as well.
And CSA is going to cap.
CSA did. Holy crap. I don't think intentionally.
Yeah, this looks like they have a couple of guys down there on the stone wall.
CSA did not go in together. And Union's going to hold that.
This is going to be a bit damaging to whatever plan they have.
Union needs to counter push this right away. Wipe the CSA and retake the point. I mean, there's barely any CSA guys left.
Few hangers on the fence up the hill. You got a handful of guys down on the stone wall, and then you got this regiment over here. I mean, they could easily... This would be their one chance to get it all back.
And that's the thing during a counterattack is you got to be aggressive, whether it be to retake the point quickly to minimize casualties during a counterattack, because that black timer stopped, and as a defender you want to keep going. But then the other reason is if you want to try to push them to last stand. Obviously, I don't think they're trying to do that. But why aren't they trying to retake the point right now? They have wiped the CSA.
Well, at this point, they're going to be trickling back in by now. If they do anything now, it might be a little too late.
I don't know what the hesitation is, but yeah, I mean, CSA is making their way back over here, and trying to charge the stone wall from Union's not going to be easy when you got a full CSA line there. And we're up to 300 now.
And it's crazy. I love seeing, yeah, I remember back in 2020, 2021, it was still just 100 v 100. And seeing it get bumped up to, I think, what was it, 200? I mean, that was mind-blowing. We were like, how are we going to fit that many guys into one server? And nowadays we're struggling to, like, are we going to cram? Are we going to split the servers? And then they drop the 350 on us, and it's like, all right, well, give us 400.
Yeah. Don't worry, they got 1,000 in their back
Again,
pocket.
find cover. Save those tickets.
Oh God. I'd love to see the day. I'll
Yeah,
probably be
yeah.
retired and have grandkids, but you know.
The devs in 100 years will still be working on this game. But why is Union refusing to try to retake the point? Oh my goodness.
I guess maybe they were looking for Artie to do something there. I don't think it did much, but now the CSA is practically dug right back in the way they were before. A little worse for wear.
They're a little ahead on tickets. Doesn't really. It's not significant enough to really say we're doing a lot better than the attackers. But I mean, Union's not playing bad, but I don't get the hesitation. Oh.
There we go. We got something.
Oh, there's Ninja.
Taking the initiative.
He's going in. Looks like by himself though. I don't. He might have just hit that guy, Whitey, in the distance.
Oof.
Oh.
We're charging.
Holding the road, boys. Holding the road. Shoot down.
If PA,
Yeah, there, Henry.
So Union can cap the point from where they're holding. It's not a great cover spot, but they can cap from there.
It's going to be
8
costly.
minutes. 8 minutes left on the goal timer. More Union starting to push this way. 8th Ohio is.
Union is starting a recap, but will the CSA rally up and...
Yeah, interesting. CSA have kind of pulled off. Well, I guess they're getting flanked on the side. I mean, CSA's got 31 minutes. More Union actually pouring in from this side as well. Southwest. But
I believe CSA has a couple of guys in the cabin. Or is it behind the cabin? Nope.
oh, he's in the cabin. Oh, they're
Who
not
we got?
wiped.
Oh,
It
well.
was Brute. It was Brutester, I think. So, CSA's letting Union retake the point right now. I mean, they got 32 minutes. They're down a good chunk of not a good chunk, a fair amount.
Thank you.
Drive those traitors back.
But this is. I'm surprised how well this is going to the view.
Yeah, the CAISSON wall is... It's not something I've seen before, but it seems to be working. Hey, there's Crunch. I hear Crunch. Love him.
So they can't hit us.
I'm surprised CSA's. I'm surprised CSA's not trying to hold the point, especially with how hesitant Union is to try to retake it. I just thought I saw him throw a shot. But
I believe it was ineffective.
Come on, boys.
There they
now
go.
they're trying to hold the point, maybe. Yeah, I mean they're taking it back. That was one kill.
I mean, it'd be bloody, but it's definitely doable to hold that for the next 6 minutes. Especially with the line that they have. It's such a solid line.
Shot one of them already, folks.
I think Bus and Zoo or at least it seems the officers are talking about strategy. I heard 6 minutes. So I don't know. I heard Bus saying we could be dominating them, but we decided not to. No. I think that's kind of the one nice part. I hate taking losses, what CSA does, but I think that's the one nice part about no Steam Chat events is at least for us spectators, we can at least somewhat hear what the officers are thinking and planning. If we zoom up and listen, obviously, but Steam Chats, you gotta guess.
As someone who has had to lead, I like the idea of an officer chat so that the leaders can coordinate. But as somebody who has led and been in the Steam chat at the same time, it is definitely it's a stressful thing. It's a lot of noises going on all at once.
If you're new to War of Rights and don't know or just don't know regimental events, so you have the in-game chat, which is what you are hearing below us, like this lovely whistling. I don't know who it's by, but Union's moving in to retake the ball. You can hear the in-game chat. I'm lagging. Oh boy, there we go. That was a lag. You got the in-game chat. You got Discord.
Take the point, boys.
with your regiment, and then you also have Steam chat when you're coordinating with other officers. That's 3 group chats at the same time.
Here, boys. West, watch towards the fucking cabin. Wait, just shoot, guys. Don't run up there, just shoot. Don't fucking shoot, boys.
4.5 minutes. CSA is taking back that point. Union's not committing everybody. They don't want to lose the position on top.
Yeah, I see that.
If Union retreats up here, CSA can take that, and it's pretty much game over for them. But Union might have to throw everything on the bottom of the hill to take it.
Oh, good impact down there on the corner.
I like that spot. Union's taking back the point.
They've either got a, I mean, they're definitely doing damage on the tickets, but they're gonna have to amp up the aggression if they want to actually push the CSA off and retake it, or they're just gonna let them retake it.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah, CSA is just kind of letting this happen right now. Interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. I don't know.
Hold here.
CSA's still in an okay spot.
Hold.
This is real interesting.
Make sure you're in line.
Take their fucking arty.
Oh, what are they talking about?
People think they have smarter ideas. We had multiple chances to do it.
There was an easier chance earlier when they were off the hill.
Deflate. Cut the grass.
Could still do it now, actually.
Yeah, I think there's still definitely an opportunity if they keep this solid line and they keep up the fire. They've got 30 minutes to just cause some damage, and they're gonna make a push for the
Artillery. They should have
Hey,
done
look,
this.
there's Jonas. My boy Jonas.
No, he went down. Oh.
What's happening to my boys?
Oh, this is such a pathetic charge.
What happened?
There was one moment where I don't remember what event it was, but we had Star from 5th VA co-commentating with us, and one of his officers or NCOs made a really dumb decision, and Star just started yelling so loud. He was like, "No, what are you doing?" But that was pathetic.
I don't know what that was.
CSA looks
Maybe.
very disorganized.
Yeah, what's going on here? I mean, this is, and you know, credit where credit is due for Stussy and all of them. They're all fantastic regiments. This is one of the easiest maps to win as a CSA. I've seen it done. I think I've seen it done in probably 14 minutes. I mean, 14 minutes off the timer.
I think they've had a great start. I think their critical error, though, was they had 2 choices when they had the point capped, is either take and hold the point or charge up the hill, because half the Union team was down on this side. Heck, they could have even just charged these guys out while still holding the point, but they kind of did this middle thing where they were capping point, but holding a lot of their guys back, and in the end, it's turned out worse for them. But also to consider too, with the higher pop servers, I mean, it's become more and more defender biased. The defending team can defend more of an area because they have more guys, and on higher pop servers, tickets are worth less for each death. Tickets are worth less, so favors the defenders.
Right about that.
And I mean, it's very evident as we're seeing here. Union a couple years ago would have dreamed to win Roulette Lane, and we've seen it a good chunk recently, especially as server pop has increased. So GSA's reformed. They're going up here and hitting again. They got 20. They have plenty of time. It's just, are they going to hit final push? And are they? What are they going to do?
I think they could do it. I mean,
It's very true.
I I am generally a Union player, you know, 14th Brooklyn and all
What
that,
is
but
your overall
being
objective of doing
that
this?
FSB is
I don't like
playing for the
this. I wanna
CSA tonight, you know, I
defilate. These lads
gotta have a
keep
little
moving
bias
up.
for CSA
I'm gonna
tonight,
head
you
Why
know.
are they? Why
what it is.
here? Why not the left side and just fucking charge with the whole team? There have been multiple opportunities that have been absolutely blown. Okay, who? I know. I'm asking. Where the fuck can we get Nuke over here or somebody else? I want to.
This looks like fun. This just looks like Steam chat.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Steam chat, but instead it's like in the game and everyone else can hear it. Now everyone gets to be part of the headache.
No, you were not. That wasn't what happened, Natty. That was not what happened. We came down here. Listen.
Okay. So, an argument against Steam chat has been the yelling, and like it can kind of be toxic. Maybe it's better to keep it in Steam chat than there. But anyways, looks like fun.
As we've always said, you know, don't air out your dirty laundry around the guys.
Yeah, that's true.
All it's gonna do is sow chaos and discontent.
Yeah, I mean, because it really looks like they're having fun there, but
That
CSA
CAISSON
has
wall,
been
though.
It's. I mean, I really want to give it credit, but I don't know. CSA hasn't really tried to take it yet with their whole team.
I think they saw it and they were just like, what do we do now? You fight!
CSA is almost on to breaking here. I mean, with how spread the Union team is, it might just be best for CSA to do what they did earlier and maybe charge that, but I mean, it's really hard.
We got something on the side. We got a CSA group coming out of the corner right now.
No, it's 5th NC with Jonathan from JD.
Shoot these motherfuckers. Shoot him in the back. Shoot him in the back. Shoot him in the back. Shoot him in the back.
They might be turning the flank here.
Shoot him in the back. Shoot him in the back. Shoot him in the back.
Trying. They only have a couple guys without a flag, but what the heck? More CSA starting to push across here. Get on their side. That's a heck of an artillery shot.
We had a Union group fall back from the hill.
Take aim. Take aim. Take aim.
Yeah, it's 10th US shifting over to this side to help. You got Iron Brigade over here. I see NB, PA, probably A and B here as well.
Flank.
Get your boys over here. We can hold it off.
So CSA go down to breaking. About a half morale stage difference right now between the teams.
And unless I'm wrong, I believe with the Union recapturing the point, they've kind of balanced out the ticket difference, correct?
I think tickets were about even, if not Union being ahead a little bit when they retook. Union's never really been down this whole game.
I mean, hey, I love to see.
Yeah.
I love to see new tactics tried out, and it's obviously working. I mean, chances are it has been done before, and I just may not have been there for it. But I want to say it's probably the first time I've seen it.
But yeah, I really would like to see a full CSA charge on the CAISSON wall to really solidify it, but I don't know if that would work.
Oh, fuck you, Ninja! Woo! Sorry, Ninja, I love you. I love you, Ninja, but you cannot try to peek me like that, brother.
Get in!
Oh.
You just
Short
got
the pieces
scootered.
on that right. Lock it in. I can do it.
Oh.
You can do it.
Do it good, boys.
Someone just got shot from.
Come on, a little bit closer, mate. A little bit closer.
Walk over.
Come on, Union guys.
Union, man.
I'll fuck you up.
Oh.
Oh, I love you. Oh, mate, it's you. Okay.
Fucking walk over here. I'll fuck you up. You're in the wrong neighborhood, boy. Hey, you in that house? No, go pay your taxes and then come back.
They're really trying to see him. They can't.
Lads,
Oh no, Zapso's gonna be. Oh, he got a kill.
What are you laying down? You
You sleep when you die.
Oh, Ninja versus Zach. Who's gonna win? Nate wins.
Out my fucking house.
He's gonna keep going.
Oh no, he missed the stab.
I'm out.
But I mean, I think best bet CSA winning this game is like maybe try to start pre-capping this point when it gets close to breaking. I think they have to cap on breaking to win this game.
I think that's how it's gonna be done.
Because that's the only way you're going to force the Union to charge you is if you do that. And by the way, Union for some reason, this is point for some dumb reason.
Where's George? George, tell the audience.
That's new to me.
Tell him to nail the cabin.
Yeah, the point of contention goes like all the way down to somewhere here, I'm pretty sure. It's really long.
I guess that's good in cases where the CSA is dominating that opposite side of the field from the barn and the fence, and they're capping, and you know it's quite a long run from USA spawn.
And I think Union can cap on like this side of the fence, but like barely. So you could hold your line here and I think cap. It's really weird. Alright. So CSA spreading themselves out. They're using the Death Blade on that side to take shots. Union's kind of responding in kind. A lot of CSA forming up on this side. CSA should start pre-capping right now. That's just my opinion, though. Obviously, it's going to be a heck of a thing to coordinate.
No comment.
Prepare yourselves, brave men of the Union. Brave men of the 30th. Rebel movement.
12th VA shifting down further from the top of the hill.
Okay, let's do it now.
I wonder if this bush is capping. It definitely is. So yeah, they're doing this perfectly. At least JD in First Delaware is. 59th forming up behind. Union's gonna have to come off the hill at some point. That's what will be interesting. One kill.
Oh my god. He got infected.
A couple more there.
Just man pudding.
Union's starting to shift down the hill right now. Great shot by somebody down there. PA is. Ninja's really been on the move this whole game. At least every time we go over and see him. I actually haven't seen Ninja die yet. Normally when I look at him with a camera, he dies.
Oh, he died earlier.
Oh,
The first time he hopped over. Oh, there he goes. When he hopped over the fence earlier coming down that hill, he got over and died shortly after.
Well, it's meant to be. Union's starting to put more guys. IBPA on point. CSA pushing down the... What the heck?
Ow.
CSA is really spreading themselves apart here.
It's going to be interesting if they can pull it off, but it's...
Great. That's the whole thing. Bucketball southeast, boys. Pour on the fire.
Zapstar shots are hitting short. I'm pretty sure that dust there was his. Union hit breaking, but they have the point. We'll see if Confederates collapse. Because it's half a morale stage.
A good little pincer right now down the stone wall and down that fence.
Yeah, CSA starting to cap. 8th Ohio moving down. I guess they're on point. This is such a weird...
Now the tricky thing...
Yeah?
I was going to say the tricky thing here is that it's going to be harder for the
Pour it in. Oh, we got massive. Pour it in.
Sorry about that. Crashing Discord call. Anyways, what were you saying about difficult for Union?
It's going to be difficult for the Union to conserve tickets now, having to maneuver out into the open more. But is it going to be enough for the CSA to catch up? Because I mean, as dangerously close as they are to final push.
I'm in the cap zone, so this is
Right.
I'm holding these guys out.
And CSA is starting to collapse in. Clearly CSA has more guys on point right now. A lot of the Union looks like they're going to try to go around and hit him from the side. I mean, they definitely have the time to get this charge in. A lot of CSA here, though. Point going back in Union favor. Artillery just sitting right in the middle of that. Jeez Louise. Confederates are about to hit final push. More Confederates pouring onto the point, but they're still losing. Melee happening on this far side as Union's trying to take the stone wall.
Keep shooting. Kill this fucker! Let us see you!
I mean, if they don't,
God bless! God bless! I love you.
Come here, traitor.
CSA winning the point that
Come here, traitor. I'm gonna kill you, traitor.
they're going to tempt fate with a final push.
I mean, it was. I mean, yeah, CSA, if you're winning the point, I mean, it's going back and forth. Thing is, Union respawns are going to get here. This point goes down a far away. CSA spawns from Maine, not a whole lot, so it looks like they're just relying on flags. If, I mean, CSA has infinite tickets at this point. I mean, you might as well. Union's going to hit last stand, actually. Union went down real fast.
Pick it up too.
Keep firing southwest.
That ricocheted.
This is going to be a dangerous hold for the Union.
CSA might be able to pull this off. I mean, is that it? That's it. 2 minutes and last stand. It's going to be difficult.
Let's finish him off.
And with the Union charging in, that's just going to be even bloodier. I don't know if that's going to be worth it to them. But then again, it might.
I think Union strategy at this point is we need to completely wipe them, get their flags out of here, and then we can hold definitely a lot better with respawns running from Maine. 1.5 minutes left. I mean, really, the biggest thing is over here with these flags.
Yeah, if those flags go down, I think that might actually be a Union W.
I don't like that flag bearer running so far over there. 1 minute left. I think CSA might pull it. Union topping up and over, trying to give one last hurrah here. I think they should have done this a little sooner, but regardless.
A lot of CSA pouring out from behind the cabin.
No.
Not much more I can do, Chep.
Is a sexual activity involving torture of the male genitalia.
Fucking rebels are winning.
Oh, CSA, yep, CSA cleared out that initial. Oh no!
Wow. Sapstar pissed on it. Pastor, your thoughts for the round?
That was a lot of back and forth. That's probably one of the most dead even, longest matches I've seen of Roulette Lane. I was surprised to see that CAISSON wall. I'm really happy how it turned out, because anytime I see a CAISSON wall, I'm like, this can either be a really good benefit to you, or it can be the worst thing you could have done. But in this case, honestly, I think that was a good idea. I think that helped them form a solid line versus the solid Rebel line, because if you look at the map here, they've got a whole thing going.
Yeah, I think they caught the Rebels off guard, and that may be why they do it as effective. Because it's like, oh crap, there's a big CAISSON wall. We were expecting them to be on the snake fence. But regardless, good win to CSA. You found a way to win. That matters in the end. I like the Union strategy. But yeah, great first round. And with that all being said, we will see you for for round number 2. Look at those casualties.
Good God, they paid for it.
All right, here we are with round number 2. Colquitt's defense here. Server pop has gone down a little. We're at 290. Imbalance about 5 in favor of CSA. Artillery similar here. So about 6-man infantry imbalance in favor of CSA. Sorry, I was burping there. But yeah. Anyways, Pastor, what do you think of strategy for this map?
Well, first of all, seeing the Union go through those woods over there, I mean, seeing them go right over that way is normal. Going through those woods over there, it's not something I see, and it's going to take them a while, but I think it's a good idea to conceal those numbers. If I had to guess, they were probably going for that right side push up the hill. But the real question is, will the CSA notice it and adjust accordingly?
Why is that not a ball?
What the fuck?
Yeah, CSA is kind of interesting. They haven't put any guys in the woods. They've spread themselves out very nicely on top of this hill here. Some nice high ground artillery, great view, but this is fascinating.
I haven't. Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. I haven't seen Colquitt's in a while. At least I don't think. I watched a lot of matches, so they all kind of blend in together. But I'm surprised no one's defending or fighting over the wood side. It's all over this right side.
So what I've seen lately is that the CSA abandoned the woods defense, because what generally happens is if the CSA go for it and they take it, then it just becomes an absolute slog to take it back, and it's not worth the ticket cost. So what I've seen a lot more is that they'll set up on this stone wall here along this road, and the USA will push up this right side, which is dangerous and costly, but you know they can kind of have the tickets to spare, and they'll push up the hill, take the artillery, and essentially not trap them in spawn, but get them about as close to it as possible.
All right. So, I mean, if CSA is going to hold up this far back and leave the point of contention wide open, if I were Union, I would not force an engagement up here where the enemy has pretty good ground, I would say. I would just cap the point and find a good defensive position somewhere here along the wood side, or maybe up here. I don't know. At least force the CSA to come down. But I guess, I don't know, because if you cap the point and hold there, CSA still has great shots on you. So I don't know.
It's so Western film. Rinse and repeat till the officer comes back, boys. Remember, when you go up there, use that defilade. You don't have to fully expose yourself. If you know what I mean.
God damn it, red shirt.
Yeah, lately I've seen a lot of Union pushes up this right side, and most of the time, I think there they go now, maybe, or no, they're just lining up on the rocks. But if they go straight up that hill and all that way, it's a lot of running, a lot of sprinting, a lot of use of stamina. It tends to be very costly if it doesn't work.
So would you say you'd want the Union to kind of like try to take this position, sit back and shoot, go down the cap, take the woods? Like, what would you say Union should do here?
If I were the Union, I would say go for the woods. If all the CSA's over there on the road, then go ahead and take the woods. It's a great position, and it gets so intense, so bloody, so chaotic. It makes for a really fun match. And it also forces the CSA to come find you, and it puts you in a really good position to just run out onto the point, if need be.
So you're saying alongside taking the woods, cap the point to force him down, right?
Maybe not take the point, you know, just off gates, but if you were trying to get the CSA to come out of their holes, then yeah, obviously, you know, take it, cap it, put some pressure on it, at least scare them a bit.
And you do have PA, A, and V. I see IB and MB tags here. But they're moving through the woods right now. I mean, you have a couple CSA down here, which, if your whole team's committing up there, I don't know. It just seems like a nice chance for Union to defeat in detail. Granted, Union's a little spread out. 5th and C. Oh, Is this 5th NC? It's corded in 5th NC. What are they doing? Interesting. There's going to be a nice couple out of lines here.
On the wrong side. Hey,
Anyways. Interesting. So, I mean, if Zoo just said don't get in any melees, maybe they're just probing. I don't know. This is fascinating. I mean, it's killing a lot of time. More CSA shifting over to the right side.
That could be good for the Union if they overextend themselves over into the right. The Union can make the push up that hill and take the artillery. It's a good spot to hold for a while, at least in my experience. But oftentimes the CSA will pretty much mass up to take it back.
I think this explains why CSA shifting over. Got the 8th Ohio kind of shifting over into the woods on the left side. You got that group who's been in the woods there. They're still up there. All that's there right now. 8th Alabama. This is fascinating. Union moved into the woods and CSA reacted moving into the woods. I'm kind of surprised by that.
It's a bit of a conundrum because you know it's a good spot to hold for anybody, but if the Union were to take these woods and have it locked down, it becomes a really hard thing for the CSA to take back.
Right.
And if nothing else, like I said, it becomes very chaotic, very bloody.
I wonder if CSA are like, if Union gets up into the woods, they can get up on our backside, or if they take point, it's going to be hard to retake. I don't know. I don't know. Regardless, they've killed 10 minutes and taken barely any casualties.
I copy, hey, they're pushing us now from the east by southeast as well.
And Union's kind of holding up on this road with the rocks there as well. But Union is capping.
Oh, there goes Skiller dying.
30th Ohio and the 10th now moving in. Union has no more guys on that far side.
I think the Union saw the opportunity to take the woods.
And they've taken it indeed.
Legs up, call him moving left 10.
They do need to pick up the pace though. I mean, they've dealt no damage to CSA in 10 minutes.
Fat ass over that fence.
Find position! Focus fire on forces! Southeast!
East, southeast, Union.
Fire at will, boys! Fire at will!
I mean, CSA is playing this well. I mean, Union's got a charge somewhere. Cap point, stop the clock. I mean, right now they're between the point and CSA.
Looks like Union might be going for a cap. Either that or they've just got some stragglers. Oh no, they've got a unit over there. No, I'm talking about over at the intersection of the stone wall and the fence.
Oh crap! Yeah, because I'm like, there's no way that's capping over there.
Shots, boys.
I know this makes sense.
Take a knee because we're skirmishing.
Good shots.
Two good shots. Three
Really good shots.
Good job, boys.
Oh.
4 left over there.
And we'll see what CSA wants to do here. Again, I think aggression's needed when you're trying to retake the point. We'll see what they do. Obviously, it's going to take them a minute to coordinate. We'll see what they do. So in the meantime, Pastor, what got you in the War of Rights?
Pretty much during the pandemic, I was in that in-between period of not school and not working, so I was just kind of spending a lot of my time on the computer. And at the time, I was following Pixelated Apollo's Discord, and he made a post that he was leading the 13th Georgia. I said, screw it, I'll give it a go, and here I am now. Gave it a try.
So did you help form FSB, or did you join it as a member and then rise up through the ranks?
No, I was so 14th Brooklyn when Core reformed it after he left Irish Legion, he reformed the 14th Brooklyn, and you know, he had some of his old friends come in, and you know, we had a bit of time doing that. I later joined them. That went for about, I want to say, a year and a half, and then he kind of went on a hiatus, and slowly but surely I kind of rose up through and eventually, you know, kind of took it over, and we went on a small hiatus recently, reformed back in, I want to say, October, November, and decided to give it another go. As far as in between that time when Brooklyn was taking its second hiatus, I actually joined up with the 1st VA Cavalry, and met some of the guys that went on to form the 44th Georgia. And while they were forming up, I kind of helped them along with what experience I have, you know, to help them kind of get themselves up and going. And after a while, we just started, you know, we played together, had a lot of the same events. Had very similar play styles, and so one day we were just like, you know, let's make this a thing.
Right. That makes sense. That was going to be my follow-up question, because it's like, how the heck are a Union and CSA regiment in a brigade? I guess you have Sussy Brigade, but it's more the exception than the rule. But CSA tried to take point, Union collapsing on them, taking them out. 12th VA, I see 12th VA. I said that 2 times in a row. FSB and JD guys going in now as well, but Union's going to hold this. What the heck did that artillery shot ricochet off? Oh, the rock.
There's a flag directed west. Knock that down, knock that down, knock that down.
The Union holding this well. CSA is down to almost engaged. We do have some engagements happening further into the woods. 6LA's... Which one's Union? 8th Ohio's charging into 6LA. I almost said the inverse.
If Union keeps going, they're going to run into a hornet's nest.
Yeah. 6LA reforming up on these rocks.
And that is...
Yeah, they wiped the few guys that came in on them, but oh my goodness, disorganization looks to be happening. Oh,
He's dead, he's dead, he's dead.
I'll admit I'm a sucker for fighting in those woods.
Oh, who's this guy?
Asking for help on the rock.
Oh, he died. Just see this guy there.
Moving out, let's go.
The chaos of wood fighting.
Regulars, move on to that star. Break loads, move out. Let's go.
A thing of beauty.
How the hell do we survive?
10th U.S. into skirmish.
Definitely
order.
different watching a woods fight versus playing. Similar to the on ground. It's kind of like, what the heck is going on? I can't see it.
Get into position 10 where you can see
It is interesting.
Won't let them cheese again.
It is interesting to kind of get that bird's eye view of how everything's kind of lining up. I'm not used to seeing that. I'm used to seeing it from, you know,
Yeah, there's a couple sharpshooters
from the
on
ground.
rocks. They're about to shoot me.
Right. Is this the first time you've watched, I guess, a full matches in Spectator?
I mean, aside from other videos that you've uploaded, yes.
Hey, if anybody has shots on those assholes to the top of the hill, north, one tree, big rocks.
So CSA kind of forming up here together as they respawn. I don't know if their officers have talked about their game plan, but we do have JD kind of circling around this far side again. You do have the 5th, New Hampshire and North Carolina up here. So maybe they're trying to get around their side, use these rocks here as cover. Some Union starting to respond. PA again.
There we go. They're coming. Is he dead? They're up there in the open. They're up there in the open. Right in front of us.
He's dead. He's dead. He died here. Somebody shot him. Oh. Oh shit.
Got the bugle man himself. CSA charging directly in.
Hey, 10th US needs some guys on the right side of the line pouring fire into those rock clusters in the field.
So CSA not really charging in at these guys. They're going around to the right. Seems like they want to hold that half-stone wall on point. And the couple is really distracting. Union hitting engage. But CSA is retaking. A bold strategy. Indeed, I think it's paying off too. A good chunk of Union's holding back in the woods.
Yeah, they're on the stone wall.
It did cost them a bit, but it might make a bit of difference.
I mean, if I were Union, CSA is going to regain a crap ton of tickets. If you're not a flag bearer, you might as well die. Assuming CSA is going to retake.
Don't charge them. You're gonna get all the shit down.
Flag should retreat. And these Union guys... Actually, there's a lot more Union here than I remembered, so I'm going to retract that statement. I love I mean, just flying around, perspective changes very quickly.
I believe CSA is going to retake.
Get these flags in the cover.
They are indeed. As long as Union doesn't try to ever take the point from down here, I will be a happy man.
We've been flanked. Do not lose. Get into cover.
I've seen so many disastrous attempts trying to take it from that stone wall. You have infantry on the high ground, you have cannons on even higher ground. It's not a good place to be if we're trying to cap point from there.
Right. Union reforming the woods. There's one event I watched where Union was in the woods. CSA was like either at their spawn or up here. And Union decided to hold the point down here. And then CSA just took this up here and started winning the point. And then CSA charged down at them while they were winning point. I was shocked. Anyways. Yeah, sorry.
Back in the day, I believe the point stretched from that field up to the stone wall, and so it was a viable option. But I think in more recent times that cap point has extended up to that road, and once they extended it out to that road, you might as well not even bother with being in that field. You need to take that road.
Yep. CSA, interesting decision. They want to push them out of the woods. Maybe they think they're weak, so they're going in right now.
Oh, shoot.
And they're doing pretty well at it, too.
Look at them! Texas. I got you.
Someone's got to make a Zapstar soundboard. CSA take the field. Or the woods, rather.
I would absolutely abuse the Zapstar soundboard for propaganda purposes.
I remember there's one post-game interview where Zapstar mentioned, try finding an audio clip of me saying retreat.
Press T, follow your star.
We could probably do that with AI, but imagine you get a soundboard of Zapstar yelling retreat. I wonder how many people you could confuse on the first time that you did that. Union going back into the woods, trying to keep up the pressure. CSA, pretty much their whole team's here, using natural cover, and former brigades can fall back pretty much instantaneously. So CSA is essentially retaking the woods. To more 8th Alabama, 8th Ohio guys there, 10th US a little further behind, but maybe Union goes right? I mean, where are these spawns going? They're going left. Okay, never mind.
And with a well dug in CSA in those woods, it's just, at that point, you gotta ask, is it even worth it to try and take the woods? Again, at the beginning of the match when they abandoned it and just left it open, yeah, sure, go in there, cause some chaos. But now that they're in there and they know what the plan is, Union's going to be hard pressed to get any sort of foothold in there. And at this point, I don't know if it's going to be worth the ticket cost.
Yep.
Now, granted, with the time, with the time that they have, they could shoot them down, but I doubt it. It's just not very good sight lines from way out there.
Right. I'm just getting flashbacks from the 12th v IVB matchup where IVB was Union, 12th VA was CSA, and IVB just sat on this fence line for the first like 8 minutes of the game, and that was the most disastrous thing they did. When it started working, yeah, what started working, but unfortunately too little, too late, is they sent everybody right, and then they just kept popping back and forth, going back, right, left, and it was working. But it was just too little, too late. And 12th VA won the day. But Union seems content with. I mean, Union does have some foothold in the woods, and if their whole team's not going in here, this is going to fail. They might do some damage, but I mean, they're down on tickets. Union is.
Enemy charge,
Charging right.
God damn, that poor guy.
More CSA collapsing over these rocks.
Give me your recruits. Stop hogging all the recruits. I want the recruits. Stop hogging them. Give me the recruits. Stop hogging my recruits in public matches.
I guess that's one way to snipe.
So Union failed pretty miserably. I mean, they're just frankly outnumbered. And 30th Ohio going to this right side. You do have CSA starting to react. I don't know if they're going to go straight down or up the hill. I would assume up the hill, and up the hill they are.
Battle of D's and Daz.
We should pull it back up to the road.
Keep going up, boys. Don't stop here.
Keep going up.
Oh, 30th is going to hold on that fence.
Okay, they are.
I'm stopping here. My boys are stopping.
CSA is kind of falling back out of that woods. Interesting.
What a nice view.
It certainly is.
It's beautiful. Holy crap. I'm glad when they made these maps, they did the map packs instead of individual tiny maps, like Beakoff, for example. Man, it just the immersion, my immersion, as they say.
I'm all hopped up.
I am a little sad about the state of Beakoff, but
And they had a gem mine, especially with commander battles, and they just didn't. It makes me so sad.
Get up now.
I remember actually, like, I got a key to actually like test it before they even released it, and I was ecstatic, and I played it and I loved it. I was like, guys, this is something here. And I mean, it lasted maybe 4 or 5 months.
I would suggest you stand up when you reload.
And the commander battles were really nice. They were smooth. They worked out, a lot better than, say, like Napoleonic Wars. And even nowadays, I mean, it's something that, I'll occasionally I'll hop on it, just see what the population looks like. If it's like 2 people going at it with each other, it's might as well not even throw in the extra.
Right. Have you seen the new game they're working on?
Oh, they're working on a new game?
You didn't hear about it?
I have not.
They've been working about it for a couple. Oh, hey!
Ooh.
They've been working on it for a couple months, probably longer than that. I don't know that timeline, but it's called Over the Top. It's a World War I version. So you know how in Beakoff they released like the different, I guess, I don't know, DLCs like the space one and World War One.
Yeah, once they released, actually I do remember that now. They released the World War I DLC and then the space DLC, and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, so they essentially made that World War I DLC into its own game, but it looks exactly and feels exactly like Beakoff. It's the same thing. It's
I gotta say,
definitely more optimized, but
I gotta say one of my favorite things, and I hope it stays true with Over the Top. One of my favorite things with Beakoff was the Horde mode, and I always love playing as like an engineer and just digging out these trenches as fast as possible. Having a whole network going and getting them dug in, it's oh god, it's so fun.
They do have those, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they do. Union's capping point. Because I got a key for the game a while ago. It was really funny because they sent me a key, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to try this out? Post a video on it," which I ended up doing. But I think the funny part is the email got sent to my spam, so I didn't see it for like 2 weeks. So,
oh,
I missed their little internal event too, which is kind of like dang. But it was neat. I liked it. In the brief moment that I played it with bots. The server screwed up and had a crap ton of bots in the game I was playing, and it was really fun. It felt like Battlefield 1 for a moment, obviously looking very different. Anyways, back to War of Rights. Union's captured point, 12-minute counterattack. They're down on tickets by a fair amount. CSA starting to collapse on the point as Union responds to the point being capped. You do have some CSA in the woods. It looks like Sussy and 12. What the heck is going on here? But CSA on the other side.
Let's try to get another artist.
You got a good chunk of groups here. Looks like they're going to try to charge this out. I mean, if they take the top here, it'll be good. There's no Union here, so they should take this pretty easily. Union's not charging in the woods, and Union's going to lose this point. So we'll see what CSA does here. They're up on tickets by a good fair amount. Obviously, they're going to recap it. I wonder if they're going to try to hit the Union from behind.
That would be a smart move. Sandwich them in.
I mean, a great chance. Union's starting to spread out. Confederates are taking losses.
Cut that grass, give them that dirt.
Broke them before they get capped.
There's the real life bugle. Through the mic.
Fall back! Run for your lives, boys! Run for your lives!
That's heck of a music to play there. So Union falling back, reforming.
Has CSA pulled off the point?
Pursuing. They're wiping 10th. I mean, really, if we're looking at tickets, right, if CSA recaps, CSA is not regaining any tickets because they have way more than the Union, so great moves from CSA here. They have a couple guys on point that are engaging with probably PA guys over there.
I can't tell whether I'm hearing thunder or people are still shooting off fireworks.
Is that the storm started for you?
It should be starting any minute now.
That would be really funny if you crashed right there, but that would be timing. It would be unfortunate. But CSA's retaking the field. They're up half a morale stage right now. Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, CSA has largely carried the field this entire time.
Oh, Ninja died to Hudson. I'm glad Ninja died. We got to keep that streak going.
Break reloads! Break reloads!
I mean, this is going to be very similar to last round. I mean, we're in a very similar situation the last round, except the defenders have much more of a bias in this map than the previous round, so we'll see.
Absolutely.
JD, I need you to stay here. We already got dog and twin bombers. You're gonna fight here.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, take him out. All right, we'll stay here then.
Godspeed, D's. I love you.
I don't think.
Oh, look at that. The devs here.
Yeah,
We need to put him in a cage.
Mullex. Gonna spawn in a boat for all we know.
I would
He's
love.
floating too.
I'm waiting for the day when one of the devs pops into a round and just absolutely just fucks everything up for everybody.
I'm clipping that.
I wish they would do that
Everybody
more
starts
often.
flying. And he's down.
God damn it.
Rip.
Is that a Rebel Ramble there? Yes, it is. Got a Rebel Ramble.
I'm pretty sure Mullex, so he's the one that's really heading up this new company tool they're working on. He made the PAArmy.com website, I'm pretty sure.
He's
At least helped him on
the
it. And he got hired because of it.
app.pa army thing. That's
Yeah.
like basically like an updated version of like the War Rights map website. I love that thing, but for some reason I can't get it to load anymore.
Oh.
That's look northeast.
Union's getting beaten back here in the woods, kind of falling off those rocks.
They're moving left to right. They're
They're charging. They're charging. They're charging.
Break your loads, boys.
Are they charging though?
Let's go. Let's go.
I think that's just friendlies coming in.
Union's capping point again. It's only a couple guys though. I mean, Union's in a... They gotta find some way to get ground of their favor and decisively defeat the Confederates. It's gonna be hard. Confederates pushing down the woods. Are they trying to charge the Union out? Or maybe they're just trying to hold this ground to prevent the Union from going back in the woods. But if CSA is gonna do this, Union should just run right up the hill.
On the left, lads. On the left. Let's go left.
Shift left now, boy. Shift left.
Turn Yankees into lampshades.
Union capture the points once again.
Delaware on the rocks.
And Union's going up the hill. I like it.
Stay on the rock.
I don't think that's happening, feller.
Oh, that's good. We'll drink a beer together. Watching NASCAR.
I don't think that's happening, feller. We ain't making it out.
We're making it NASCAR and beers.
Come on, boys, just keep running. You'll get up that hill.
Push light.
Damn straight. Dale, we're surviving for Dale.
If you
I can't hear anything.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Rebels entering the road down to your left side.
Oh, there goes Dale on Hart. They'll get up there as long as you do it for Dale.
For Dale. So CSA kind of spread out. Some of their forces moving back up the hill. You have a good chunk kind of on this high road.
Go.
5th North or 5th New Hampshire. Sorry.
You got a bit of both. That's got to get confusing.
Yeah. Dang. But CSA is back on the tap point, trying to retake that, keep that black time going.
And I mean, at this rate, as long as they keep that ticket advantage, I mean, Union's going to have to do something to cause a lot of casualties. And I think they're trying to make it happen by capping the point and drawing them out, but it's just they keep meeting so much resistance in between that it's not paying off for them.
Keep going left.
Holy crap.
Come on, keep
That's a
coming.
lot.
I'm waiting for that cannon to hit. I'm feeling it.
Excellent.
We have a new bowling ball effect to the cannon, where if you hit a shot, it'll ragdoll down the hill itself through the entire Union line. That would be fun.
There it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, I caught it.
That's a long line. Holy crap. I mean, they were losing the shootout at the beginning of the match. Granted, they're doing something different now, but some Union charging in here. They're getting close. Oh, they're going to hold this.
Hold IB, up and over IB.
So maybe Union's just going to try to hold this out right.
Take your shots.
Or Union moving over. Remember, for those watching, the left side of this half stone wall where most of the Union team is right now, that's not capping. They have to be on this right side in this open field or in this road. CSA trying to retake.
Brace right, brace right.
Shoot them in the dicks.
And it looks like CSA is going to retake.
Pokey poke, pokey poke.
Man, you're fucking stupid. Close right.
CSA starting to converge on the stone wall. I mean, the stone wall's up there. It's going to be a great spot for CSA shooting down on Union.
Hey, brace right. They're on the road. Brace right. They're on the road.
Hey, brace right. They're coming up.
Brace right, brace right, brace right. They're coming along the road. Brace right.
Brace right.
And Union some shifting up, realizing what's going on. I mean, these guys are in a great spot for CSA.
Come and get it, motherfucker. Come and get it.
Fuck you, buddy. Look at you, fucking dead.
You're the dumb motherfuckers just standing in the open.
Articus, no!
Oh, did he just shoot a friendly?
I don't know.
Wait,
do I have... I have admin. Huncho killed Dressel. That's a shame. But this is exactly why Union can't hold the point in the open field, because CSA is going to have more numbers. They're going to control the point. That's what's happening right now. And then Union will try to charge up the hill, and they'll just get slaughtered as is. So, I don't know why Union's charging here.
I guess if anything, to cause as much damage as possible, make it bloody.
Right.
If you can get them into breaking, I mean, with 20 minutes left, it's a potential for a last stand. But with the Union, trailing behind in the tickets, is it going to be worth it to keep up that pressure? Because a final push on this map from the Union side, it's just ooh.
What the fuck? God damn it!
It's a long time. The final push timer that it gets lowered to is enough time to go from your main deployment as the attacker to the point of contention 2 times without bayonets and reloads. And with Colquitt's being as big as it is, sure, the time is a little longer for a final push, but it just takes so long. You're going to be spending a good chunk more time.
I was gonna say, if you were deserting, I had to shoot you. And you saved it last second.
And the Rebs will have plenty of time to have bayonets, reloads.
Yep. I mean, the only shot I see Union maybe has is, I mean, Confederates are very spread out. You could try to hit in the woods, but that's just going to be hard to do. If Confederates are going to hold the stone wall like this, you either got to go far right or far left to try to sweep through the woods. Either option. You can't go directly at it and try to hold the middle here. So we'll see what they do.
Do we have a rally point?
It was kind of unfortunate. Went and saw some Civil War battlefields recently, which hopefully we can get a vlog out of that at some point. But we couldn't necessarily find. Actually, no, we did find. We thought we saw the Colquitt's house, this CSA spawn house over here. We think we saw it in real life, but we didn't know. South Mountain was very interesting. It wasn't as exciting as I thought it'd be.
Oh yeah, I mean, most of the time when you visit Civil War battlefields, if you're lucky enough to find a house that still stands in the area, it will either be, repainted, it will be a museum, or it'll be private property and you can't go anywhere near it.
Right. I mean, we went to Shepherdstown very briefly, and the houses that were there were just torn down, graffiti all in it. It was...
That's a shame.
It is. I don't know. I thought Shepherdstown, because I'd only heard about it in War of Rights talk for a new map. I hadn't ever looked it up. It is a lot smaller than I thought it'd be. It is a really tiny battle.
Very good, boys. Keep your eyes peeled.
Oh, yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled.
I've managed to visit Harper's Ferry, Gettysburg, and I believe on the way I drove through South Mountain, but we never really stopped and actually, looked at everything.
It's not a bad decision. The most we saw is, I think we saw Reno's Monument. This, I think it was Iron Brigade or Michigan Monument, part of Iron Brigade, I think. And we walked through the woods a little bit because there's a trail by I think it was Reno's Monument. And we saw this like 5th North Carolina, this North Carolinian monument, which represented a private who I think picked up the flag after it fell or something like that. I don't entirely remember. I'd have to look back at the footage.
A few late ones. If you
But
miss the volley, just
I mean,
save
it was really that, and then we drove around South Mountain for a little bit, and we saw a bunch of signs, which was right by the house way over there, which we thought was the CSA spawn house, but don't know. So this is fascinating. I'm part of the Union. Some of the Union is holding down here, taking shots at literally less than 10 CSA guys, unless they're shooting up the hill, but I don't think they are. No, they're not. You got a good chunk of guys here, and you got a really large chunk holding here shooting violence. I don't understand the Union plan right now. I mean, I think PA's trying to cap here, but I don't think it's going to work.
That was a good guess.
They might get lucky, but at the current state of things, CSA is really going to have to, they're probably about to collapse. Maybe Union will take a note and rally up themselves, but
it's going to be very hard with how big the map is. You have Union collapsing from the bottom and the top side here. I don't know why they're still sitting in the back shooting. But points going in Union's favor, but CSA hasn't contested yet. You got the 1st Maryland collapsing with 5th NC. Going back in CSA's favor. They're starting to collapse from the wood side as well.
I believe I heard somebody in there playing some Woody Guthrie. Props to that guy.
Brace.
CSA is going to hold that point down, and once they get dug in,
Union's going in way too spread out. They're being defeated in detail. Confederates have a nice ground. This group finally leaving the wood line and going in.
Up and over. Come on. Move it.
But, I mean, CSA is sweeping right now. And this group's going to get probably wiped too if they charged in. We'll see if they do.
if they go in, that's going to put them right near, if not in, final push. Yeah, CSA is proper dug in now. I don't know if that's... I would have said no to that.
Hey, Union's got a great chunk of guys here. We'll see if they go down the final push. It's going to be tight. What are those flag bearers doing?
Flags, don't you dare.
These Union guys should not be spawning in. CSA should charge these guys out, try to get them the final push. I guess charging them might disorient them, but I mean, anything to hit the Union down the final push right now would be very huge. Because Union's up reforming at main right now. Any one of these kills could do it.
There they go.
JD 59th moving in. A couple of these Union guys holding here. Oh, that guy just... Okay.
It's not a good idea for him.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's
no,
what
this
you
is...
get, you stupid Yankees. That's what you get.
Hey, pull it back. Hey, they're right there, son.
I'm too deep. I'm too deep.
Yeah, only a couple CSA guys really coming over. Gotta hit them down. Why are these Union guys charging out at them? What are they doing?
You're not shooting my friend.
Do you want to hit final push?
Pull it back, pull it back.
That's how you get final push.
Pull it back. If y'all get hit,
Pull
it's
back,
between you
boys.
and
Pull
God.
back now.
Looks like CSA doesn't want to overextend, take too many out of line skirmishing because they are taking that, but D's wants it. Oh.
No, D's, no, get out of
No.
there. Oh. I believe CSA artillery hit the back of that house, but didn't quite do enough damage, if any.
So CSA kind of shifting around here. Union wants to hit this right side. Oh. It's really funny because my screen will lag a lot, my game will lag a lot when the team hits final push or last stand. So when it starts lagging, I'm like, oh, that did it, probably. Even though they got like 1 kill. Really weird.
Courage, lads, courage.
We're doing it.
4 minutes on that clock. Yeah.
They need to go. They need to call some bloodshed. At this point, there's no sitting around waiting for the group to regroup.
I mean, right now they've maybe got 1, maybe a second good charge in them, and that second good charge is going to be like with less than 45 seconds left.
Goddamn right.
What are we doing? Okay,
Stop
good. I
forming
thought
up.
they were.
Get in there.
I thought they were going to volley, and I was like, no. Okay, there they go. Some Union guys charging down the front side PA, but rest in peace Ninja once again. Capturing him dying.
Watch your mouth, buddy.
You saved my life.
The Union's trying to flank around the far side. JD's here. They're going to take the brunt of this.
There are many times I've heard that drone coming out of nowhere, and it is a thing of fear. It works. Union, if Union can make this bloody enough, they might just have a chance here. Wrapping around, they're coming down the main road.
I don't think they're going to win this charge.
We must hold! Come on, Zach! They're coming down the road! They're coming down the road!
DSA is going to hit last stand.
Break your load! Braces! Braces!
What direction do they need to brace?
East, I think. Could be west.
Could be.
Good shit, boys. Good shit. Let's
go!
There they go. That's a smart thing there.
We're coming in, Braves! We're coming in!
I mean, Union just using the flags as a respawn here.
I mean, even if they do manage a breakthrough and get them into the last stand, that last stand spawn is going to be. I mean, if they go in just clubs, it'll. It could turn. Oh, nope, never mind. I retract what I said.
Couple CSA, a good chunk of CSA is just holding back. Which 6LA is. You got a couple more groups there. They got a minute and a half. I mean, Union is, for the most part, now relying on flags. There's definitely a chance. All CSA needs to move up top here. I don't like the sitting back.
I think it's good.
CSA, yeah.
I think in a way it's good because it keeps them. You have Sussy over there, kind of holding that front line, and it's a good little chokehold to have. And once all those, well, there they go now. I was gonna say once they those are guys that are not getting killed.
Yeah, that's true. I guess left blob. I guess Union's kind of going in as a trick too, so it's not like Union's smashing the whole line. So that's fair.
But having all those flags up there, that's dangerous.
That flag bird needs to run it.
Yes, sir.
LaBelle's vibing. 27 seconds left. Last CSA respawns in. Union just needs more bodies on point when that clock hits 0.
Killed him! Killed him! Eat that fucking bullet.
10 seconds.
Countercharge, countercharge, countercharge.
Oh boy, CSA's countercharge. They might be able to do this. Holy crap.
I believe this is.
That's game. What a win.
Yeah.
Pastor, thoughts and anything you want to shout out before we call it a night?
Shout out to Crunch, I love you. Shout out to First VA, I love you. Shout out to FSB, I love all of you. That was interesting. That was a lot of back and forth. A lot of a big contrast to the previous match where we saw very solid lines of the whole teams going at it against each other. Whereas this time now we have these small pockets, these individual little skirmishes going on. As I said before, that right side push, it can be very good if you can make it happen. But if the CSA is going to give you those woods, take it as best as you can, and then fight for it. Fight for every single inch of it.
Indeed. Good hold from CSA. That's the thing I've noticed with these larger 350 player, I guess 300 plus. It's really tight at the end. It's great. We'll be doing a post-game interview, I'm pretty sure, next. Look at the casualties, but we will see you next in the post-game interview to talk about strategy and more. All right, here we are with the post-game interview for the Maryland campaign tonight. 2 great rounds. The first one was Roulette Lane. CSA came on top in the end. And then Colquitt's defense, that was a heck of a match. And the CSA last second win was a thing of beauty. So we have a post-game interview to talk about strategy and more with the officers of this event. So let's go through everybody. Representing the whole Union team, we have Ninja.
Hello, Ninja from Pennsylvania Army, PAArmy.com.
Thank you for being here. For CSA side, we got Bus.
What's up, guys? Go to haunch.org for me and join up.
Got Huncho.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, Honcho. Same man, Captain.
Zapstar.
Hey lads, I'm Zapstar of the 1st Maryland Major. Good to have you. Great battles tonight. We'll talk more.
We got Hudson.
What's up, boys? Captain Hudson, newly formed 5th New Hampshire. Discord.gg/New Hampshire.
There we go. We got Doug.
What's up, guys? Doug from the 5th NC.
And we have Zoo or Asian Collector.
Hello, I'm Asian Collector of the Islamic Volunteer Brigade, Eagle Superior Officer in all oceanic events. Hello, hi.
There we go. At CSA. Co-commentating with me tonight, we have Pastor.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pastor of the 14th Brooklyn and the Free States Brigade. Happy to be here.
Okay, and then there was myself as Guardian Eagle. So we're going to start with this first round. It was Roulette Lane. CSA was attacking, so we'll start with you guys. CSA, what was your strategy going into the round, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Well, I thought that it was going on the fence and doing shooting for a while and then taking the hill. No. But that was not it. And then I got to go look back at the thing.
Oh, I know it. I can tell you. Boss, would you like me to continue?
Yeah, go. Yeah.
All right, so overwhelming CSA plan was to take the far left side defilade. Take that, force the Union to take that fence and shoot them apart with bucking ball. However, the Union was smarter than that. They recognized that we'd win a shootout, and we have the tickets and they have not. So, the Union refused to engage us upon that fence. And at that point, we had to rapidly come up with a new plan. What that plan was, well, hard to say initially. We had a lot of infighting. Amongst Confederate units. However, I refused to participate in said infighting. I led my boys.
Beautiful.
And not just my boys, but the Twin Banners to the right wing. Well, we opened up a new front with the Union.
Oh, yeah.
The first time we did that, I believe, went up against Ninja and the PA Army. Is that correct? Ninja, go ahead.
By the cabin. I was not on top of the hill. No, I was down in the road.
No. We went down
by the cabin.
By the cabin. Were you not forward of the cabin?
That was us. That was us.
Okay.
Yep,
yeah.
Can confirm.
I led a push across the orchard into that cabin position. In my attempt to open up a new front with the Union because they refused to engage us on that hill, which is smart, by the way. The Union had a great defensive strategy there, not engaging us, because if they were just lost, right? We have buck and ball, they don't. We're shooting them on even though they have a fence and I don't, that's fine. I got buck and ball, I can kill 3 men if they come together enough each shot.
Sapsar can take on 3 men, Roger.
Yeah, any day. But instead, the Union played a defense in depth sort of strategy, which I really liked a lot. At that point, we led a charge across that field with buck and ball equipped, and correct me if I'm wrong, PA, but I do believe we wiped you in that initial push across the orchard towards the cabin. Is that correct, Ninja?
I don't know if we were fully wiped.
I think you
actually got me.
No, yeah, it was. They weren't fully wiped. They got reinforced.
And you stayed with the lads that stayed. That it was too late for them.
Yeah. Regardless, from there we opened up a second front against the Union, and we were able to continue to engage. We had to do that multiple times in that map, so like it's really hard to differentiate the maneuvers that we did. But twice we did make a right side push, neither which was absolutely successful, but it was successful in inflicting casualties, and that's what matters in that map.
Yep.
From there, it turned into a remarkably close game, and I'll pass it to Honcho, who I believe has more to add.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, fucking. I figured out fucking Ninja was over there pretty fucking fast when he fucking made me look at the bunnies and shit and shoot me in the back of the head when I told him don't. That's what I told Doug. I said, hey, you just got PA over here, and then as soon as I spawned in on the flag, everybody else was fucking starting to shift towards the right, and it was fucking beautiful. And then from there, shit, we took that fucking cabin, and then I think that's when we went up to take the point the first time. From there, yeah, yeah, and then that leads us into fucking our beautiful 2-man charge that me and Bus did. I think yeah.
No, that it wasn't like everybody on the right side. It was like you and 5th NC and like 2 core, and then you had 12th VA, JD, 59, me, and most of us, the rest of us over on the left side. What happened after the big disagreement in the center, which wasn't really a disagreement, more of just an argument, and then what happened was a decision of this is what we're at. We were down and we were fucking panicking in terms of what the fuck was going on because the plan went to shit.
In the middle of an argument.
Yeah, well, I was like so confused as to what was happening because it was people were pushed off and not shooting into the enemy and sitting in the deflate and not shooting.
We had multiple units just hanging out. And
just hanging out and getting killed.
Half the team was up on the fence.
So I was talking to Natty.
I
was talking to Natty, and basically the strat after you guys went to the right was, all right, you guys, let's just all fucking push this fence here and keep shooting it. And so I think in the video it'll see they went up on the fence. They took a lot of casualties, but they were shooting and bringing those tickets down, but then pushing back. I sat down in the corner. What was really funny, I think the highlight of the match for me was Zapstar. You guys going down to stop them from recapping the point, and then this is the only thing that kept the Union team in the match was the artillery. Was a fucking shot just rang through, and I heard Zapstar yelling about going over the fence or something, and it just gets cut off by a giant artillery shell. And I went, yep, that's what happens right there. and then what was great though. What I meant by that was the fence disappeared, so we didn't have to go over the wooden fence. So it ended up fucking the Union over the entire fucking time because they wiped that straight fence, so we didn't have to climb over that anymore.
Plus, they killed me at any cost.
They killed, dude. It was so funny because I was like, oh, we were capping it, and then no longer we're capping it anymore after because like it shot so many fucking guys. I was like, that was awesome. And then we just kept sitting there, a bunch of the team, including me. Because we're like, all right, I guess we're just going to stay on this point here, which was honestly kind of dumb. But I mean, there was nothing else to do really, I guess, other than go over to that right side. or all charge left side, which is kind of what I wanted. Huncho was wanting too.
But
You're goddamn right.
I kept leading. So I'm sure you saw it in the respawn screen. There was so many fucking bastards hiding behind that cabin the whole fucking time. While our lads on the left are getting pushed, I kept leading like sporadic, like 15-man charges into that fucking right
I
wing.
saw. No, I kept saying it.
Yeah,
Well, that-
especially
and
like
I did that just to inflict as many
The
casualties.
team killed your guys. I fucking shot, and I was like, "That's a what the fuck?" Like every now and then, I'd be like, "Oh, it's all blue."
When that happens, but like we went up just to inflict casualties to get them into their final push or the last stand, whichever.
Yeah. What was the plan for winning, Eagle? Confederates. When we got into breaking, what were we thinking?
Point.
Kill.
Kill.
Well, I think what fucked the Union over, and Ninja, I want to hear what you guys were thinking of in a bit.
Eventually, with
there's
8 to 1.
Taking yeah, get fucked, buddy. Sorry, buddy. This is a
to join.
podcast. This is the CSA. This is the Sussy cast. Once we took that straight fence and that stone wall, which I think the straight fence is a little bit better than the stone wall whenever you're holding it from the bottom. We got secured. I want to know, Ninja, what were you guys thinking on the ever-changing
Hold on. Let's get through the rest of the CSA representatives. We have it.
What else can be said?
Let's go. Hudson,
any other quick CSA thoughts?
Doug. Hudson.
Can we keep it to the after this to the officers, so I don't get?
Well, yeah. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
All right, Ninja. What are your thoughts for the Union side of things for round one?
For round one, okay. So we actually stuck to the plan on round one. The plan was to form that arty wall up at the top. CB, I believe that was CB, and I believe a conglomerate of IB. I'm pretty sure, or eighth Alabama. But they made that arty wall. The plan was to not fight at the fence because, as Zap and any Reb would agree and have said, that is a bad spot to hold. We would get wrecked. They have a deflade and buck and ball. It is no match. So we pulled back and forced the Rebs to expose themselves out of the deflade at the fence where we have an arty wall, and we can shoot them as they approach the fence. So we have the advantage there position-wise. It was a defense in-depth type strategy where we had line after line, not necessarily one giant line. We had, we were staggered so that we could reinforce any position on the battlefield. And I happen to be down on the road. I like shooting the Rebs. Most of the time on this map, what happens is they group up behind the barn and then they charge the stone wall. So we had a good spot if they were to do that to just shoot into their flank, and that was the plan, and we basically stuck to it, and it came close. We almost defended that thing.
If I can add to that, Ninja.
Go ahead.
Right. Personally, I think the Union team played an excellent defense on that map. I mean, they didn't play into our hands at all when it came to our initial plan to push that far left defilade and just buck and bomb to death. They didn't do that. Instead, they deployed relatively to the rear, but still in positions where they can inflict damage upon the enemy. We had to rethink our plan entirely, multiple times throughout that map.
There was no plan anymore.
Well, at that point, no. It was just I saw.
Yeah, everyone was doing their own thing. There was in the middle of the field. We were focused on let's get a cap in, or let's get not an early cap, but like get a pre-cap going. On the right side, you were focused on killing people. On the left side, I think they were trying to focus on surviving. I don't know what the fuck they were doing over there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. It did become a plan, and that you realized what we were doing over there.
No, I already knew what you guys were doing. I wasn't worried about you.
Yeah. We're trying to cut these bastards apart. Go ahead, Oz.
Yeah, and that was the thing too. Like you guys had pushed up to the cabin on the right-hand side, Confederate right-hand side. There was still quite a bit of Union on the other side of the cabin from you. And those of us that were in the center, I know Delaware was there. I know 5th New Hampshire was there. We just anything that was popping up from the center that we could see, whether it was in the field or up at the cannons or down by the cabin, we were just putting down fire. as much as we could while the rest of the team was still up the hill.
Well,
Well, as Bus was saying, a lot of them were holding back rather than actually putting down fire. But eventually, they got their asses moving and started putting down fire.
And my whole plan at that point was just to inflict casualties, because I knew, I know that map remarkably well. We can take casualties. We can be in a losing position and yet win the war. And that's what it boiled down to there.
Yeah.
Had the Union had more tickets on said map, sure, they could afford that. I was in a remarkably bad position on that right wing. However, the lads I had in that right wing, they were inflicting casualties upon the Union they cannot spare.
You were not in that bad of a position. You were fine. Stop lying to everybody.
Boss, there are multiple charges I made in that right wing.
Yeah.
They were not the best advice.
They were fine.
Yes, with the
They
map,
worked.
with the map in tow, in all that context, yes. But
That's what matters.
in the moment, I remember leading forward a batch of like 25 men with bayonets fixed, and I ordered, like I said, I don't give a fuck what unit you're part of. You're moving up with me. Let's go, lads. And then we fucking slam into the Union team, getting shot apart from the right. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Because we're inflicting casualties and we're taking pressure off of the lads on the point. And that's what mattered there.
Indeed. That's a good transition point. Pastor, do you got any questions for the first round, or are we good to move on to round two?
Yeah. Was the CAISSON wall, like, was that a quickly done thing? Was that originally part of the plan? Did y'all think it was going to work?
On roulette, that was a part of, very much part of the plan, and it did work. As a matter of fact, we won the shootout the entire match, and we gained a pretty good ticket advantage every time it became a shootout, and they only came back when they made charges into us.
Yeah, I'm surprised because when I see the, practically the whole Confederate army lined up on that fence line, I'm thinking these guys could reasonably take the caissons, but I was kind of thinking the same thing. I think y'all saw that wall and you're like, fuck, what do we do now?
Oh, I didn't even know the wall existed.
Oh, it was.
I knew because I pushed up. I was the first one up there on the caisson.
Yeah. It's the reason why
we're dying a lot.
That's the reason why we're losing the shootouts, because they built a wall as any kind of cover, and they did it far enough away where our buck and ball wasn't that great.
Yeah, it stops your buck and ball. If guys had switched around, it probably would have been fine.
It was,
that's what I was yelling.
It was in the perfect spot for out of range of buck and ball.
Well, I fucking pushed my guys up in the very beginning. I was like, I went up.
I didn't know you were doing that.
No, I wasn't. That wasn't me yelling at you. That was me expressing my frustration at 12. I guess I was like, they were right there with me.
They were right beside you, but like, so full disclosure, right? Boss rolls up to me and is like, "We could have fucking taken that position," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's just like, that was wide open. We could have done this. And I'm like,
one division, and
I'm like, boss, I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I was going 6 army mode up in there.
Give me one private, and I'll take that.
It's when boss would have like leveled a pistol to my head and said apologize, and I'm like, holy shit, mate!
I was pointing at you. I didn't level a pistol at your head. Pointing.
And
we had it all in 4K.
We did indeed. Any other questions, Pastor?
None at this point.
Right.
I'm still loving that caisson wall.
Thank you, Buzz, for being here. But yeah, let's go to round two. Colquitt's defense. Union, you were attacking. So we'll start with you. Ninja, what was your strategy going in the round, and how did you guys react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Well, the strategy going into the round was immediately tossed out the window by everyone else except for our group. I feel like what we were supposed to do was go into the woods, congregate there in the woods where the Rebs cannot see us, or for the most part cannot see us, and stop there, right? And then we were going to send somebody out. I ended up going out with my binos, looking. I saw that the Rebs... So the plan was to meet there and see where the Rebs were weakest. Either they can stack the bottom of the hill or the top of the hill. They can't necessarily do both in force. So we were going to go where they were weakest. It happened to be the bottom of the hill. I sent a runner to say, okay, it is left. We're going to go left. I went left. So the bottom B company, that was myself and A and V and MB. They fought very well tonight with us. Props to them. We all went down. We fought. We got all the way into the woods. 0 casualties. If our friendlies had come, we would have owned the woods with no losses, and I believe we would have flourished. But that's not what they did. They pushed all the way up to the house immediately in the fence, and then when I was pushing into the woods, they were up at the top of the hill on the right. That was not part of the plan, so and right off the bat we veered off the plan. But I mean, the lads played well other than that.
If I could bounce off that, Eagle.
Yeah.
What's that?
So Zoo was leading the Twin Banners in that round. I was detached and watched that right wing. Initially, we had deployed the majority of our team to the right wing, expecting a woodline assault, which, say what you will, it isn't the best play for the Union, but that seems to be where a lot of Union groups go. That's not how it went this time. And there's a point where it's legit just me, Natty, and Corded on the right side watching that far right. And we saw...
I saw you guys run up the hill when we took it. We lost your...
There were like literally three infantrymen on the right at that point because we had already withdrawn the entirety of the CSA force to repel the Union push on the right. And we're like legit sitting there like, well, we could keep sitting here and just shoot them. Or we could, rejoin our units. And Natty makes a fucking ballsy call like, Zap, we could shoot him down from here. It's all right. We got 3 men. And then we do start shooting. And then I see about probably 20 to 35 man line shift off to the right, which I believe is when Ninja is saying he shipped into the woods. Ninja, correct me if I'm
it
wrong.
was pretty quick. It was in the first 5 minutes of the map. We met in the woods. I went down to the road. I said, okay, they're weak in the woods. Let's go. And
you went.
I was supposed to be followed by the whole team, but they were long gone.
I saw your unit move over there, and then I immediately forwarded that to Zoo, who was leading the Twin Banners, and we did our best to try and sally a force to counter an equitable force to counter what you pushed over. I legit was sitting up there with Corded, Natty, and myself up at the snake rail, that runs all the way to point. We're just sitting there like having a good powwow as this happens. But I'll let you continue, Ninja, if you have anything else. I'm sorry.
I think that's it.
I mean,
it.
all I'm hearing...
the rest was kind of chaotic. There's no Steam chat. I didn't necessarily know exactly where everybody was after that, but everybody was having a good time. There was never any arguing. It was never any like, what the fuck? It was like, I was saying like, what the fuck? Why did they do that? But like, I didn't go argue with them about it. It was like, okay, we just adapt to the ever-changing battlefield, and it is what it is.
We argued over here in the CSA.
Yeah, there was no arguing at all tonight. Even though we went 0-2, I don't think anybody on our side felt like it was an 0-2 tonight. We felt like we
maybe that's what you need.
That's what matters. That's what matters.
And there was no arguing, no name call, not name calling, whatever. I mean, no finger pointing is what I meant. It was GG's at the end, and that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So I guess transitioning over to CSA side, anyone else have any thoughts about their strategy and how you guys reacted? Did they ever change a battlefield?
Z, you want to lead that one?
Yeah, the initial plan was to push 3 of our companies over down to the right side and hold there, and the Twin Banners company with 5th NC and the New Hampshire, we would hold on the far left up on the road just to make sure that they couldn't rush past our artillery without something in their way. Eventually, it seemed like what it evolved into was half their team went left, and maybe a quarter or a third of their team went, or 2/3 of their team went left, and a third of their team went right. And yeah, we held them back there for a while. So we ended up dragging some more people out of the woods and over to the road. And I think at some point they took advantage of that, went over to the woods and kind of held it for a while. And that put us in a rough position.
I'd like to add something when you're done. Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I left out, and I shouldn't have. My lads and the ANV and MB were with us tonight. Were exceptionally brave tonight, capping the point and on multiple occasions.
Oh, that was y'all.
Taking fire the entire time. They stayed there. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. You guys were entrenched behind fat rocks on the high ground, as Buford would say.
Yeah,
And
that was
we
me.
needed to cap that point and pull you out, and that's exactly what we did many times. It's like nobody's like, "What the fuck? They're shooting us. We got to move." It's like, okay, we hold our ground. We got a job to do, and the lads did it perfectly, and I'm proud of them.
Then the RD started hitting y'all.
Yeah, the first cap was rough. You repelled us at least once. But then I was able to drag together the whole team, and we full sent it, and we were able to sweep you down and kept the momentum. And I think we pushed you out of the woods almost entirely.
We never planned to hold the point. The plan was just to pull you out of your entrenched positions. And
That was that
shoot you on the
14-minute
move.
charge on the gold timer, I think. Is that what you're talking about, Zoo?
Yeah. And yeah, no, I think we from there, we just kind of kept it split 50-50, half of us on the road, half of us in the woods, and whoever needed help, we shifted help to. And thanks to Zap, who motivated the woodline guys to come up, pressure point, come left, or if they need help on the right. And we kept that up for the rest of the game and until we won.
That is something I want to add, is that the whole time, pretty much the entire round, I was attached on Twin Banners proper. I was over there in the right wing, in the woods, while Twin Banners were predominantly in the left. And I was there to watch, see, and react to what was going on. And all I did that entire round was roll up to like random lines. Could be JD, could be 12th VA, could be 5th New Hampshire, could be literally anyone that's out there. 59th. And I'd ask, hey, we're getting pushed heavy on this left wing. Can you lads move over? They did it. They did it without question. Rapid reaction forces. It was perfect. That's what is that. Go ahead.
I think what you got to know is that, of all the randomly generated characters that are here in War of Rights, you rolled 10 charisma in the game. So when you walk up to a random regiment, that is your regiment. You tell them what to do, they're just going to go do it.
And that's the best thing. Like, I walked right up to the 12th VA, and I'm like, where's your officer 12th? And they point him out, like, Nick, we got to push this left right now. They're about to hit us there. I need you there, right? And he's like, we got it. We're on it. And it ain't because I thought it was a good idea. He sees what I'm saying. He sees what I'm talking about. And suddenly all the 12th VA is energized to move towards that objective. And like, if we didn't win that round because of me. No, we won that because our lads wanted to win. And all I did, I was a fucking, like a sensor point in an immune system, right? I'm there to like identify forces that are advancing upon us. And like, I'm just directing the white blood cells where they need to go.
Leaded the blood cells to the veiny cock. The cock was our bayonets.
Well,
anything else to add? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's let Dog and Hudson have a chance to speak.
Doug.
No. Tonight, definitely on Colquitt's was definitely a game of maneuvering to put fire down on the Yankees. Pretty much, really the biggest turning point where we really put a big gap in benefit of the Confederates was when a lot of the Union team was down in the field below point, and the entire Twin Banners, 5th NC, 5th New Hampshire, I believe Delaware was in there as well, got into the road and just was cutting apart the Union in the open field. And flags trying to pull back, and they're getting dropped at long distance, and maybe 10 to 15 Union actually made it out that entire time. A lot of out of lines lost there as single guys were trying to come up to the fence that we were holding. A lot of just devastation at that moment. which put a nice ticket gap in benefit for the Confederates. And that was, in my mind, the big turning point of that map. Up until the point it was still relatively close in tickets. But I believe that's what gave us the buffer that we needed to hold out there in the end in the last stand. If it wasn't for that, I definitely could have seen it going the other way.
Yeah. I don't know, Doug, are you here?
Yeah.
Tell him.
Yeah,
brother.
no, 5th NC was just moving wherever we needed to go. You know, like Zathar said, he would run around basically observing everything. We were just shifting where we needed to go. Seems like every time we got somewhere, shit was going down. So everything worked out perfect. Ed had really good call outs. Shout out to the EVB. They had some great shots tonight. Sorority. Other than that, it was 2 fun rounds. I was waiting on you on the left, Ninja. Like I said, you said you were coming. I was there.
Doug, are you having a good time on Xbox Live Party Chat?
Hey, you fucking leave him alone, buddy.
I
What do you
never
mean?
once was on that hill that round. It's unusual.
Hey, something
all
I
I
do
know
want to
is-
say. Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead, Ed.
No, I was
Something
gonna say.
wrong with my mic.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
sound
can
like
hear
you're
you.
talking out your ass, buddy.
Ed, go ahead. I got something to add.
So,
Yeah. So, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Pastor, you got any thoughts for round 2? Any questions?
None. Actually,
All right.
it was interesting to hear what y'all were thinking.
So,
Can I
yeah,
add
anyone got any closing thoughts? Yeah.
Gentlemen, I just want to say both rounds were remarkably close. Incredibly close. Some of the hardest fighting I've had on either one of those maps. And I compliment all forces who fought tonight, regardless of which side. The Confederates, yes, I was with them. Yes, we did well. But the Union caught us off guard with multiple pushes of their strategy. And in fact, that last map, that was a nail biter. A
Yeah.
fucking real nail biter. I remember shouting like, push east. We have to hold them east. And I cannot say enough how close those rounds were. And Ninja,
We only had
I
30
compliment
left
you.
when the fucking timer ran out.
I've got one closing statement I'd like to make.
Go ahead, sir.
I think due to the increase in server population, the increased flag spawn, and change to map tickets, I've noticed that skirmish strategy is dead when the server reaches 300 plus players. The only viable strategy for attackers is blob up and charge, quote unquote, and that only works some of the time.
Yeah, when the
On
defender doesn't have a
Colquitt's is a
wall
big
and
enough
buck and
map to allow you to do different things, that's for sure. Colquitt's is great.
We changed up our strategy on roulette too. That's a pretty narrow map.
You gotta
we
have
had
a
over
concerted
300
strategy.
tonight. We were,
Hey.
what are we, 320?
310.
Yeah, 310.
You got
something
Fuck
like that.
something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. I guess with that all being said, thank you all for watching the broadcast. Thank you, Maryland Campaign, for letting me record. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Support us on the Patreon, join the Discord, check out our merch, and we will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.
JD and 12th VA, you both did fucking great tonight.
Yeah, 59th New York. Don't forget about them boys. They did
See you
fucking
guys.
wonders.
That was fun games.